Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're unpacking something truly fascinating and globally significant. We're looking at Singapore's comprehensive ecosystem for governing artificial intelligence. Look, if you're a leader, an educator, or someone tasked with guiding your organization's tech strategy, this explainer is built exactly for you. We're going to look closely at how a nation-state is architecting an environment where innovation thrives without sacrificing safety. It's a masterclass in training the trainer, so to speak, when it comes to AI ethics. It all begins with a fundamental question, one that's literally staring every tech leader in the face right now. Can we truly trust artificial intelligence? As the global digital economy explodes, this isn't just some philosophical debate anymore. It is the ultimate business challenge. Building a bridge of trust between cutting-edge tech innovations and everyday consumers is what makes or breaks a digital rollout. Honestly, without trust, adoption just stalls.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. 1. Building a trusted ecosystem. 2. The AI governance framework. 3. Putting principles into practice. 4. Testing with AI Verify. And 5. Redesigning human jobs.
So part 1, building a trusted ecosystem and balancing innovation with consumer safeguards. You know, Singapore's initiatives aren't just a collection of isolated reports, they actually represent this interconnected ecosystem designed to be a global reference point. And their core belief, the absolute bedrock of everything we're about to explore, is that a balanced approach is vital. You can't just regulate AI into a corner, but you also can't let it run wild, right? Striking the perfect balance facilitates rapid innovation while actively safeguarding consumer interests. It's a dual mandate that guides all their policy frameworks. So how do you ground that balance in reality? Well, you need principles. There are two foundational pillars that dictate how AI should be built and deployed under Singapore's vision. Number 1, AI decisions must be explainable, transparent, and fair. And number 2, AI systems must be human-centric. When you're out there educating your internal developers and product managers, these are your non-negotiable North Stars. The tech serves the human, not the other way around. Which brings us to Section 2, the AI governance framework, translating principles into action. How does the business actually apply those high-level principles in their day-to-day operations? Singapore's Personal Data Protection Commission, or the PDPC, provided a roadmap. In January 2019, they released the first edition of the Model AI Governance Framework. But tech moves fast, right? So exactly a year later, in January 2020, they released the second edition. They added crucial considerations like robustness and reproducibility. This really illustrates that this framework isn't some static textbook. It's a living, breathing guide that adapts to the fast-paced realities of new technology. Let's break down the 4 practical areas of this framework. First, internal governance structures. This is where you establish clear roles, standard operating procedures, and incredibly importantly, staff training. If you're responsible for upskilling your teams, this is where you build your core curriculum. Second is determining the level of human involvement to minimize harm. Third is operations management, which means minimizing bias in your data and using a risk-based approach. And fourth is stakeholder interaction, basically making your AI policies known and easy to understand for your end users. Let's move to Section 3, putting principles into practice, specifically looking at ISAO and the compendium of use cases.
Now, what's really interesting about this next layer is the introduction of a tool called ISAGO. That stands for the Implementation and Self-Assessment Guide for Organizations. Developed in close collaboration with the World Economic Forum, this is a companion guide to the model framework. With contributions from over 60 different organizations, ISAGO provides an extensive list of industry practices. It's literally designed to help companies self-assess their alignment with the governance framework. For any responsible tech leader, this is the ultimate checklist.
And if you're sitting there wondering if anyone actually uses this stuff, just look at the adopters. These aren't just academic theories. The compendium of use cases shows actionable frameworks used successfully by massive global players. We're talking DBS Bank, Visa, Google, Microsoft, and even public entities like the City of Darwin in Australia. These organizations have actively implemented or aligned their practices with Singapore's model framework. It proves, for sure, that responsible AI governance is scalable to the highest levels of global business.
On to Section 4, testing with AI Verify, validating AI performance against global ethics. Developed by Singapore's Infocomm Media Development Authority, or IMDA, AI Verify is this fantastic AI governance testing framework and software toolkit. And the core of it really revolves around this number right here, 11. That is the total count of internationally recognized AI ethics principles that AI Verify actually tests against.
We're talking about crucial principles like transparency, safety, security, fairness, accountability, and inclusive growth. Principles that jurisdictions all over the world already agree upon.
But let's be real, testing technology is still pretty nascent, right? It requires serious global expertise. To that end, IMDA set up the AI Verify Foundation to harness the power of the global open source community. Just look at these premier members: Acadium, Google, IBM, IMDA, Microsoft, Red Hat, and Salesforce. This community creates a neutral platform for open collaboration. It drives broad adoption and nurtures this amazing network of advocates. It's a massive, collaborative effort to standardize exactly how we test AI for responsible use.
And this brilliantly illustrates their boundaries. They are very clear about what the toolkit can and cannot do. What AI Verify can do is perform technical tests on common supervised learning models for most tabular and image data sets alongside process checks. But what it cannot do, at least right now, is test generative AI or large language models. It also doesn't set ethical standards itself, and it absolutely does not guarantee that an AI system is 100% safe or totally free from bias. Keeping those expectations realistic is a massive part of maintaining trust.
Finally, Section 5, Redesigning Human Jobs, Managing AI's Impact on the Workforce.
Launched in December 2020 in collaboration with the Lee Kuan Yew Center for Innovative Cities, this guide to job redesign is arguably the most human-centric piece of the whole puzzle. It helps organizations harness the potential of AI so that the value of human work is actually increased, not replaced. If your job is to guide your organization's digital transformation and upskill your teams, consider this your manifesto. It empowers you to guide a human-centric approach to reskilling, preparing your workforce for a highly augmented digital future without leaving anyone behind.
The guide lays out 4 highly practical steps. Step 1. Transform jobs by assessing which tasks can be automated, which can be augmented, or which absolutely must remain human. Step 2. Chart pathways to identify exactly what new skills your employees need to transition. Step 3. Clear barriers to support employees through the friction of this digital transformation. And Step 4. Enable communication. This means building a shared understanding of the why and how AI will augment their capabilities. It's about empowering employees with clarity rather than letting anxiety take over.
As we bring all these pieces together, this quote from the PDPC perfectly encapsulates the philosophy. The way in which businesses employ AI continues to evolve, and so will this living document. Singapore's approach is explicitly designed to adapt. They're constantly inviting feedback, asking for new practical examples, and gathering fresh use cases from the industry to improve these frameworks. It's just a continuous collaborative evolution between government and industry.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from overarching principles to practical frameworks, self-assessment guides, technical testing toolkits, and human-centric job redesign. Now, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought to take back to your own teams. Is your organization's AI truly ready for the real world? Are you building an ecosystem of trust, or are you just deploying code? Take these frameworks, adapt them, train your people, and lead the way. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.